15, Jess Breach. Your impact players this afternoon, number 16, Bryony Field. 17, Liz Craig. Number 18, Carmen Tremelli. Number 19, Louise McMillan. Number 20, Georgia Evans. And 21, Tori Sellers. 22, Amelia McDougall. And number 23, Deborah Wills. Stonex Stadium, we need to hear your voices loud and proud. Let's get behind your Saracens.
Afternoon, everyone. Well, in case it needed saying just one more time, this one is mouth-watering. The fixtures came out, we circled it in our diaries in our fattest felt tips, and the only thing that's come close in the excitement stakes was us, coaxing Sarah Elgin out of her heels and into a kicking masterclass with Emily Scarrett. 1 and 2 in the standings, 6 of the last 7 titles, the traditional top dogs and the current Queen Bees. They might go about their business in very different ways, but the outcome is more often than not the same, because fundamentally, these sides are winners. And they also, and this only makes the day more fun, really don't like one another, do they, Katie Daly-McLean?
They don't. You know, you talk about rivalries. 1 versus 2 is always up there. But these two, you know, the Sarah Beckett's, the Poppy Cleals, these go back to the old days of Saracens Quins, when if you were going to niggle, those are the girls that are going to be in the middle of it.
Immaculate conditions here at the Stonex, and the most loyal of fans as ever in the stands here in North London. Well, a lot has happened in these parts since Saracens found themselves well and truly in the soup in round 1, including 11 changes to their starting lineup. This afternoon, 7 Red Roses, 5 Maples, an Eagle, a Welsh Tighthead and Emma Hardy, who balances one of the league's sweetest smiles with some of its hardest shots. May Campbell has 12 tries. Laetitia Royer and Julia Macaulay, to quote Alex Osterbry, were signed for games like these, and that is a world-class half-back axis. Gloucester Hartpury, as ever, looks settled, with just 4 changes to the side who hurtled from the blocks back in October. Up front, Nevo Dowd is deputising brilliantly for Elle Perry at loosehead, and Bethan Lewis for injured Red Roses skipper Zoe Stratford. Their latest Centurion, Mo Hunt, captains alongside her playmaking partner in crime, Chlakey George. That midfield of Hurd and Dallavale has delighted Dan Murphy recently, and Emma Singh's return to full fitness could prove critical. Almost a year ago to the day, these sides met here with the trophy on the line. That the sun set as Mo Hunt executed a now infamous belly flop into the hot tub in the dressing rooms tells you exactly how that one unfolded. The Circus have won the last 3, and no one has laid a glove on them as they look to go back to back to back to back on top of that podium. Is this, Katie, the toughest game of their regular season, though?
Yeah, I think so. You know, you look at the numbers, Claire, not that numbers mean anything. Saracens have some of the best numbers in the league in terms of their mauling meters, you know, their set pieces now functioning, and we've got to mention Apps, because I think for me, she could be the difference today. We touched on her in the build-up to the programme. Her ability to run the game is going to be huge in a windy day.
Well, we gave round 1 the big billing, only to watch Saracens get essentially beaten up for 80 minutes. Alex Osterbury talks at the full-time whistle, though, about broken bodies and broken minds. 29 days on from a World Cup final. There's been a lot of water under a lot of bridges since. But this lot, these lilac mud monsters, have been pretty much untouched. Singh is back for the first time since facing Sale in mid-February. Maud Muir, player of the match, and a brace against Exeter Chiefs last Friday night. Kelsey Jones right there, a brace in this fixture in round 1. And Mo Hunt's Centurion talisman. Baby Margot with Donna Rose and Marley Packer, one of the other mums here on Mother's Day. Oliver, no doubt, watching on with Rosie Gallagher in the stands. And we should mention our third mother out on the field, wearing 23 for Saracens, Deborah Wills. Just as destructive as that woman there, Liv Apps. Shoulders being primed as heart rates rocket. And all around the women's domestic game, people sit forwards excitedly in their seats.
I'll tell you when you can go. No. I still want a ball in the side of my head, that's all.
Sarah Cox, MBE, is tasked with overseeing an afternoon when you suspect tempers might just fray and the slightest lapses in discipline will be weaponised with relish.
Awesome.
This one sells itself.
Everyone behind.
Those jerseys, these histories, this legend tells you everything you need to know. Saracens in black, Gloucester Hartpury in lilac. Hold on tight.
Go, Liv! Inside.
Hunt turns that one with a wicked spiral on it, but it's easily dealt with by Zoe Harrison. Sarri's skipper, Jess Breach, who's in such a rich vein of form right now. Liv Apps through the gap. Goodness me, she's taken 25 seconds to carve this game open, and she's gone 30 metres. Stick that on the tally. Most tries, meters, carries, defenders beaten for a scrum half in this competition, but that's a big moment. Gloucester Hartpury extinguish the pyrotechnics.
Wowzers, we said she was going to be in that mixed anyway, and she has started brightly. Gloucester Hartpury will be disappointed, though, because they just didn't get their guards in close to that breakdown. It was an easy break, and it's a bit of a cheap penalty there for Sarries to give the pressure
cleared her way
up.
too far past the rock and then taken her to floor.
Discipline, a word on the lips of both coaches in the weeks.
And then there's deep clears.
So much talk from the pair of them, Katie, about how you cannot afford to give today's opponents opportunities, and those come via lapses in discipline.
Get out.
100%. It's what you as coaches, you want your teams to be really squeaky clean in this area. And penalties now with the kicking game are huge.
Flat pass, Beckett on to Muir. Arguably the world's best tight head right about now. End over end from Chleki George. Well taken, well read by Apps. That might just have been knocked on by Harrison.
I originally went backwards by Black, and then it just came off you guys as a forward.
We'll have a
Really
Sarri
sorry
scrum.
about that. I thought you were going in the opposite
It's
direction.
a great take, wasn't it? Really good kick by
set
Clayton
myself
George.
up,
And we're seeing a lot more of these in the women's game now. This high contestable kick. Here you see her in the pocket, and she's put it in a great space. You know, their Apps having to go backwards. 2 Gloucester Hartpury chases, and they force an error. It's an easy way of gaining metres.
Straight through. 10 seconds.
Well, Clayton George has kicked for over 8 kilometres so far this season and counting.
Bind.
Front rows of Clifford, Campbell, Rose, O'Dowd, Jones and Muir.
Stand up. You both know that you need headspace. Yeah, so please make sure you give it. Please make sure you give it again. Quick reset, please. We're not going to hang around. Let's go again, please.
4 of the 6 nations represented in those front rows. 10 World Cup finalists on the pitch right now. It's not a bad cast list.
It's not, is it, when you name it like that? The other thing I do enjoy is something like having Sarah Cox in the middle for this game. It's going to be huge that we keep the tempo high, and she's going to be great at constantly narrating the game to the players.
Apps out wide to Harrison. There's the skip pass to Emma Hardy. Alicia Corrigan with hands on ball for the first time. Got such a confident kicking game, does Corrigan, and that has worked out almost perfectly.
In front of the kick, yeah?
And just in case it hasn't been said enough in our coverage so far, it is blustery out there today. This, Katie, would have been your nightmare as a player. Or actually, would you have loved it because you could sow the seeds of chaos?
Yeah, I think as a player, when that goes up and down was a lot easier sometimes than the one that went across. So at the moment, Gloucester Hartpury have this at their back. What becomes interesting is, can you build a score? Because what you know with a boot like Zoe Harrison, and we saw when she restarted, it didn't take a lot from her game. Oh, as we watch Clayton put that dead. But again, you've got to gamble in these moments, especially with the wind behind you. You can see from the flag how it's pretty much horizontal. But their moments are just huge on that when you want to get a foothold in the game.
Because this really could come down to the finest, most infinitesimal of margins.
It could, but I think it really will be a game of 2 halves. If Gloucester, and this is what's interesting about going into the wind, isn't it, as you see them flags again, you have to make it count. If you're Sarries, you're like, this is okay, because we know we've got it in our back.
Bind! Set! Steady!
Apps feeds. The scrum half yet to lose in a Saracens jersey. Was a livid bystander the last time these sides met. Here she is, onto Harrison. Lovely fix and a step in hard off that left boot. One-handed from Apps on now to Packer. Offloads delightful to Immaculate, who carries with her usual fire and brimstone. Up to the 22, big turnover. That's an 8th of the season for Emma Singh, and not needing asking twice, Hunt is off and lashing that upfield.
Wow. What an opening 5 minutes. All the things we've spoken about. You know, Apps, it feels like Gloucester Hartpury haven't done their homework, and they've missed the last 3 or 4 games of Apps running riot around this breakdown. She is almost goading Sam Monaghan there, ball in one hand, and then we know Saracens, most offloads in the league, hands free, winning the contact, in behind. Great turnover by Emma Singh, and then who is it? Mo's like, whatever you can do, I can do. Breaks and kicks ahead. So we said we were going to be in for a game, and we certainly are.
Campbell finds Immaculate, who signed from Tigers over the summer and plays like one still. Out onto Corrigan. Beautiful symbiosis between the Canadians. So much time together with Maples on their chest, but it's a moon and a star and a clean pair of heels for Liv Apps today. Gauntlet thrown, tone set, and Liv Apps with a moment of individual brilliance as she looks back across the whitewash to Mo Hunt and says, thank you very much, I am the best number 9 on the field right now.
Wow, but seriously, Gloucester Hartpury, we knew this was coming. We've talked about this all week. It's like they just don't know how to defend her. She picks off the short side, just Mo on her own. 2v1, is it forward? Who cares? And then it's Corrigan, isn't it? She is away. Thought she should have given it early. She doesn't need to take the contact. And then Apps has no right to finish this. But it's what happens when you play sevens, isn't it? Pace, power, fend. It had it all.
And I've been wanting to talk about this all season, Katie. When Liv Apps scores, her jukebox song of choice, all the Saracens players get one, is Someone Like You by Adele. Just listen in. It's so daft. It's so good.
It's a great song, though, isn't it? Let's be honest.
When the fact of the matter is, there is no one quite like Liv Apps.
There really isn't. And, you know, she came to PWR, she's always been so great on the sevens circuit, such a competent sevens player. Could she do it in 15s? And it's almost a little bit like Anton Dupont. Like, it doesn't really change how she plays, she just happens to do it with more players on the field.
Vanna almost stripped by Marley Packer, and in fact the job was done. Packer and Senft combining to devastating effect.
Apologies if I'm wrong.
Great strip, really, really strong. She gets in and over the ball, and the key to that is you've got to take the bottom of the ball up. She does such a great job, and we know that Senft is so strong and so athletic. We'll see it here, isn't it? Look at that shoulder, so wins the contact, then she's in over the ball, big strip, and it's such a useful weapon when players carry high into you.
Crouch.
Player of the match last week against Harlequins, Gabby Senft. 43-26 Saracens won, but they were deeply dissatisfied with their efficiency ball in hand. 13 handling errors, felt like they left a lot of chances out there. It's been a pretty good start this week.
Wait here, drop. Wait here, Mo.
Poppy Cleal, acting scrum half. Everyone in the Saracens team empowered to play as though they have 9 on their back this season. It's a big remit of new attack coach Kevin Rouet.
That's because a 9 plays like an 8.
Lovely interplay there between the centres. Hardy finding Bridger. Saracens full of running, full of confidence in these early exchanges. They're playing, as I say that, playing with such abandon. Dallavale meets her opposite number, but it's Bridger who hurls her former teammates to the deck. Hunt, Muir, shot like a thunderclap between the tight head and Julia Amakwale. Hurds onto Brock. One of the individuals Alex Osterbury name-checked in the week as a real unsung hero of the champions. Lewis on an arcing, swerving run, Senft twice to it, Campbell over the top. Hurds now, George onto Beckett, floated past, Apps plucking that from the skies. Well telegraphed by the lock forward there.
Tackle, no!
So Sarri's playing into the wind. You just wonder, Katie, if they might look to play out a little bit rather than kick into this breeze.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because Zoe Harrison, we know, can kick into this. She's got such a long boot. But their running game is really working for Saracens at the moment. The problem is when it doesn't work and you turn over, you're giving Gloucester an extra shot.
Gloucester Hartpury to within 15. Awkward ball for Hurds, but very well handled by the World Cup winner. No Jade Shackles at the moment.
Number 3.
No Pip Pendy either, but they're really liking Hurds and Dallavale in the midfield by all accounts.
It's working well for them, you know. Hurd's gone so well with her carry. She's so dominant. And then you've got Dallavale, who just picks that line, doesn't she? She sits on her shoulder, really happy to take the offload and looks really confident, ball in hand.
Yeah. Just timing a little bit better. You're at the side.
It's an incredibly settled back line for Gloucester Hartpury. A really familiar look and feel to it. Missing a couple of key figures in this pack. And that, perhaps the tail of the tape line-out comes on stuck.
Just knock on in the line-out.
It was pretty porous against Exeter Chiefs last week. How much are they missing Zoe Stratford in there?
Just knock on in the line-out.
It's interesting, isn't it? You know, you look at somebody like Zoe and what she does, and it's not just her calling. I think it's the stability she gives to that group, because you've got Sarah Beckett in there, you've got Sam Monaghan there, you've got Alex Matthews, you've got Bethan Lewis, you've got Georgia Brock. Do you know what I mean? I've named about 5 now, but they're all very competent forwards. I think it's just the calm and the stability she brings to that Gloucester pack.
And apologies to anyone listening on at this early tender hour and hearing some fruity language on Sarah Cox's microphone.
Bind! sorry, sir. Yeah! On the back. On the back. Don't follow me, just go to the back of the scrum. Loose head hinge.
It is the best scrum in the league, both the most reliable and the most punitive. That's a 26th scrum penalty in 12 outings for Maud Muir & Co.
Wow, and it's such a useful weapon, isn't it? Because if you are under pressure and your line-outs don't function, to have a set piece like that, that's so dominant, that gives you the penalties. It's a great weapon to have.
Safely down from Monaghan, and black and red do all they can to stem the lilac flood, but on creeps the circus. Closer by the second. Kelsey Jones won't get the try, but now they can get it wide. Hurd on an incisive line. Hunt with options, with George on to Singh, gets the fend away, but Breach has done well there. Breach has done really well to stop that. Hunt just drifting, having a little nibble herself, but that's a triple tackle on the diminutive number 9. Venner axing scrum half. Played 9 as a teenager, so she's well used to these responsibilities, and she'll go again. Over it now, Matthews. What a titan Alex Matthews is, and so often has her biggest games in the biggest games. The champions to within 6. And now they have the free hit. It's so kickable, this, so they won't leave here empty-handed.
Onside, please.
The question is when. The question is who. George points out to the right of the sticks.
Onside here. Don't touch that.
Nevo Dowd plies herself over it.
Come back here, number 6. Offside. Just off that back foot. Right, let's be careful where we're joining rucks from, please, ladies. Offside. Scrum. Scrum.
Right call.
Yeah, I think in this wind, you know, you can hear it going to the touchline. Clayton George has already put one dead. You end up having to kind of be aware of the wind, and you end up potentially losing meters. So I think scrum, and as we've just touched on, is so dominant.
Let's go. Let's go.
Dan Murphy, 11 out of 11 during his tenure at Gloucester Hartpury. Started his career with this group, working with their forwards, working with their set piece, so he will be as invested as anyone, particularly as a former front row forward himself, in how this unfolds.
Set! It's this side as well. Right, both sides at the moment don't have good enough height, okay? Please come up. Make sure we're scrummaging over the top of the mark with height, both sides. Height, please.
It's Nevo Dowd, you can see, with one on her back there at loosehead for Gloucester Hartpury. Newly arrived just before Christmas, the 20-time Irish international. No Elle Perry at the moment, no Mackenzie Carson, a pair of red roses. But she's gone great guns since arriving. Singh and Venner out to the right. George, Hurd, Dalavale, Lund to this side. They're going to keep it in for now. Matthews has somehow kept that beneath her toes.
And that's sorry. Both of you, just come round, that's all. It's both sides. Both sides, just come round. She's good to take that goal. No. Big hit. Okay. Great work. If you want rewards, you go forward. Okay, same with you guys. We go forward, please. Keep that height as well, please, ladies. Let's go, Saracens. Let's go, all out. Let's go.
Gloucester Hartpury's replacements watching on just beneath the sticks there. It's a relatively green bench from the reigning champions. So if Saracens are going to have the wind at their backs.
Right, this is the last warning between the two of you. Get your heads in the space. I don't want to hear buts. Heads in spaces, height, we scrummage. Reset quickly, please. Reset quickly, please. And there's no point in pointing at the mark. Come on. Because your head is there.
I'll tell you what, this, Katie, is going to be our first Women's Six Nations in over a decade without Sarah Cox in the middle, and I am going to miss her.
I do enjoy listening to Coxie, I've got to admit, that her half school teacher, half familiar friend kind of tone where she's like, come on, I need you to work with me. Yeah, you know, the experience she brings to the women's game, and the trailblazer that her Holly have both been for the women's game, it's been huge.
advantage.
Penalty advantage for the Circus. Hunt was shaping to go quickly there. Marley Parker barking orders.
Right Number 1, hinge.
Saracens have got to be careful here.
It's really good management, is it?
We are not messing around with marks. Get your heads in spaces, okay?
And this is where Sarah Cox is going to earn her money, right? They want a scrum. We know what they're doing. They're looking for the yellow card now. Scrum penalty in the 22, 5 metres out. They're looking for the referee to make a decision there. What Sarah Cox has got to do is not allow this to become slow and tedious.
Might be a little late for that.
I was quite enjoying that.
What's a real concern for Saracens, though, is that their replacement loose head, and it's Kelsey Clifford who's struggling here, is Liz Craig, who's known for her work in the loose, not the set piece. This could get ugly. Which is exactly how Mo Hunt, the ringmaster, wants it. Ball at the base with Matthews, another one, and
2 standing up. No, not when it spins like that. You have to get rid of it quicker, otherwise once they're up, I have to give it. Sorry. That's okay. It's your choice. Scrum again. Standing up. Okay, you've got to stay down.
So yes, this could get really difficult for Saracens if they need to bring Liz Craig on in the place of Kelsey Clifford and then sacrifice someone.
Running out of lives as well, aren't they now? I think next one, if this is a penalty, Sarah Cox is either going to potentially have to go penalty try and then therefore yellow card. Sarries have got to try and paint a clean picture here.
And that, an source of number you just don't see. Quarter played, 7 points on the board, 7 penalties on the blackboard. Matthews picks up, rises, gone! And at long last, the champions have arrived in North London.
Alex Matthews did Saracens a favour there, didn't she? Yes, it's going to be 7 points, but they've managed to get out of that 22 without conceding the yellow card.
When I'm giving you communication, it's not an invitation for the conversation back. I'm telling you what I'm seeing. It's for you then to action what I've asked for, please, okay? That's it.
It's a really good finish from that. You know, we know the talent Alex Matthews is. She's been around the game a long time. One of those is, do you want her to keep that ball in? You've gone through all of that to try and get that penalty, but look, 7 points, we hope.
Interesting that it's Claky George on kicking duties today. Flags up, beautifully drilled, but Claky George is a 54% goal kicker and Emma Singh 80. Do you think that tells us a little bit about the fitness of Gloucester Hartpury's fullback?
Yeah, I would suggest so, wouldn't you? She's got her right knee quite heavily strapped as well, so maybe, you know, if you can get Emma Singh on the pitch, that's probably the most important thing. And Claky George is a good goal kicker. Yes, percentages maybe not the same.
Well, nothing wrong with that boot. Fabulous clearance from the Red Rose.
Yeah, I think she's been the informed fullback this season, you know, coming up to this Six Nations and selection. I think she has done everything within her power to really give John Mitchell some difficult decisions for that 15 shirt.
4 player of the match accolades in 8 outings. Apparently she's just giving away rucksacks at this stage. Line out crook and gathered by Beckett. Fabulous hands from Matthews. Staying down is Liv Apps in the backfield. That will be of serious concern to Alex Osterbury, whose afternoon started so well. Dalla Valle with the little shimmy, well read by Sharp. Hunt with eyes for the short side, but instead looking to just feed Bethan Lewis.
I don't think she's... Hang on.
There was a knock-on in all of that.
At the moment, all I've got is a knock-on.
Well, the person you really want to hear after that Alex Matthews try is someone who can speak knowledgeably about Saracens' forwards pack, and just look at that. Ashley Wilmot has gone and found Harry Wilson.
I have indeed, thank you, Claire. Look, frustrating, I imagine, to concede a try. You didn't concede a yellow card, though, especially considering the intent that this team has come out with today.
Yeah. Look, we're happy with our start. We're against the wind, right? So it's going to be a really tricky first half against this wind. So we're going to try and manage it as best we can. And I think, look, we're going to stick in the game, play against the wind, and then the second half we can turn the screw a little bit. Yeah.
In terms of discipline, you've already conceded 7 penalties. Gloucester Hartpury haven't conceded 1.
Yeah. Look, we're going to get some fixes. They know the fixes, so it'll be okay. We'll get stuff sorted out, and it's just tweaking things. The game is going to be long. It's going to be challenging both sides of the ball, so we'll be all right. Yeah.
One player really making her impact today is Liv Apps. There's been a lot of conversation around her. Currently, she's being attended to by the medic. I mean, what's the situation? What can you tell us?
Look, she's just getting treated there. I'm not too sure what's going on yet. I just threw the mic out then, so hopefully she's all right because she's, influential for us. But we also got Tori on the bench, who's young and energetic as well, so we'll be okay. Yeah.
You're ready for anything, clearly. What do you want to see from this Saracen side moving forward?
Look, we spoke about a couple of things: work rate, energy, and our physicality around the game. So if we hold on to those three things throughout the game, we'll be okay. We'll be in the contest, and then it comes down to our technical and tactical. You
did just mention playing into the wind. How important is it to then keep the ball in hand?
Yeah, it's keeping the ball in hand, but it's not being too reckless with it. Like, we don't want to be throwing 50-50 offloads, especially in the 22 area. We want to make our way back up to the 10, the halfway, and play our game. We play a fast, expansive game, but it doesn't mean it's reckless.
Thanks for your time, Harry. Cheers. Back to you, Claire.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Harry.
Stay down? Yeah. Nice and square? Yeah. Straightforward. Thank you.
Substitution for Saracens, Liv Apps over for HIA, and number 21, Tori Sellers joins the field.
Well, we've managed to hear from Harry Wilson. We've managed to tell you about everything that's coming up here on TNT Sports. And all of that, we've just led ourselves right up the garden path and back to another scrum. Tori Sellers will be feeding this one, wearing 21 for Saracens, beneath the watchful eye of Mo Hunt. Here comes the young England under 20. He's learning so much by all accounts just by being in the same environment as Apps. A lovely kick from Jess Breach. That was perfect. Corrigan fixes Benner, picks out Hardy. One shot, one kill. Saracens regain the lead. And that was velvety rugby.
I've got to admit, tries like that, Claire, are my favourite types of tries because they're the ones that have worked on the training ground. We know Saracens have scored 27 tries this season from first phase, from the scrum, and it's so well worked. The time and the decoy lines. Lovely little touch from Jess Breach, which you don't see. And then they're just smart, heads up, basic rugby, draws, and it's a great finish from Emma Hardy. But to be honest, if we go back, it was all done by those hard lines right at the beginning there. Tori Sellers fixing Clanky Jones, Zoe Harrison fixing Davale, and then lovely little bit of individual skill, but that is basic rugby done extremely well.
Zoe Harrison sticks the extras on top, and as first tries of the campaign go for Emma Hardy, it's a stunner.
Oh, it is, and it's the ultimate backs team try, You've got your forwards scrummaging well, and then you see your backs come and do this. Everybody touches it. Such good decision-making at pace. Rugby can be really, really simple, especially when it's played like that.
An absolutely beloved member of this squad, Emma Hardy. So too Marley Packer, the open side, with outstanding ball placement, allowing Sellers to offload onto Cleel, although the two-time World Cup winner is clutching her wrist by the looks of it in real discomfort. So Saracens might be about to lose Packer and Apps in the space of 5 minutes. They do lead, though. Bridger wants to bounce that off her own face to find Corrigan, who's been as industrious as ever. Foot in touch. But in terms of appetite, Katie, the style of play, the go forward that Saracens have got ball in hand this season. Is that, can we put that entirely down to Kevin Rouet? Has that been building for a while?
No, I think what I would say is I think he's brought the finer detail to it. He's definitely brought this off-lane game. He's definitely really neatened up their first phase. But I think it's the appetite of the group. You know, you've got a controller and Zoe Harrison who's comfortable ball in hand. Jess Breach has always been pacey, but again, the little touches she's added to her game, the kicking game, the off-lane game. And then people like Alicia Corrigan in there, Emma Hardy, who are just real solid, good club players, are thriving in this environment.
Coxie, there's no foul play for the injury to 7.
It's the attacking rugby, Casey, but then also on the other side of the coin, I'd like to talk about Saracens' defence today. So I think it's kind of gone under the radar, but they're conceding 2.5 tries a game and have only, in 12 outings, given away 3 try bonus points. For context, Gloucester Hartpury have conceded 7.
Yeah, I think Gloucester Hartpury are the closest team to them. I think we talk about what makes the top, and that old cliche of defence wins titles. And that's the thing. If you are stopping your opposition scoring, it makes life a lot easier. I think they've only conceded 30 tries this season and they've scored 81. And that's kind of what tells you why they're so high up this table. But it's definitely, we know Saracens are a very good side. I know we talk about this modern rivalry, but they've always been in this mix. And I think for me, they've just fine-tuned this season, and they're looking like Saracens of old, the Saracens that used to go and beat Quins in those finals regularly.
The Saracens who also, as Marley Packer returns with a new accessory, who feel, I think, a little bit like they have a right to this title, because some of the phrasing from Alex Osterbury this week was really interesting. He described Gloucester Hartpury as having taken the title, and that being something that Saracens wants to win back. There is a sense that the PWR trophy is happiest in North London in the eyes of this lot.
100%, and I think, look, they've got evidence to prove that, haven't you? Look at the dominant force they were prior to the last 3 years. They've got a lot of history and a lot of heritage. But
15 titles.
I mean, it's not bad, is it? But I think it's also, that is Saracens, the Saracens that I would have played against, this entitled, this is ours, we are the best, the rest of you are below us. And they kind of lost that edge for a little bit. Gloucester took it off them, but they wouldn't have been happy about that.
Bind! Set! Steady! Use the ball!
Salas, head short, finds Corrigan, who was winning bronze in Singapore with Canada Sevens just a few short weeks ago. Singh has slammed that upfield and then taken a heavy knock in the tackle. Medic's back on the field. Emma Singh's lying prone. We really hope she's okay, but for now, it's Saracens on the kick return. Gloucester Hartpury with the penalty. And we might have a lengthy stoppage here.
I've got good turnover there. I've got no issues, okay? We're going to stop. Yes. Don't start pointing fingers at things.
Coxie, Varian's description is accurate. 5 is running across the front of the player to charge down, and it's just a collision as 15 comes forward from the kick.
Okay.
That the voice of our TMO, Nikki O'Donnell, one of the most experienced television match officials in the competition. Well, let's keep chewing the fat when it comes to Saracens, Katie, because it's been a little while since we've covered them here on TNT, and they really are a fascinating outfit. The other quote from Alex Osterbury to mention here is that he said at the start of the season, we're always in the big games, but now we want to win them. Can you think if there's a common theme across the recent knockout matches that they've lost? Because they've been downed at semi-final stage by Exeter and by Bristol in the last few years before making it to the pinnacle last year against these women here, Gloucester Hartpury, and by their own lofty standards, really failing to fire.
Yeah, they haven't, and it's interesting because they have been so dominant. I think it's whether, you know, this happens with all great teams. You can't do this forever. Somebody will always come and take your crown. And I wonder if Saracens, that's what's happened to Saracens. But you look at the version they are this season, you know, most tries, most offloads per game, really strong turnover game, May Campbell leading that charge, best first phase attack, 53% 22 conversion. I mean, I'm boring myself with these stats, but you think about what makes great sides, and the Saracens of old would have done that. And I think for me, when we talked about it off screen, but who is going to beat one of these two sides? Are they now so far ahead of the chasing pack that actually it's just going to be a matter of who wins it on the day, because they are dominating across it all.
Well, Nikki O'Donnell, our TMO, would like a look at this collision on Emma Singh. It looks as though she hits her cheekbone into Gabby Semp's shoulder.
Absolutely no problem. We'll be taking a little bit of time anyway, Fee, so you get that and once you're happy.
Saracens have a bye week next week, Katie, and then they are hosting Sale Sharks, who yesterday won 4 fixtures in a row for the first time in their history. For those people listening who might not know this, you are heavily involved in the programme, one of their performance leads. Tell us a little bit about what is going on in those shark-infested waters. Why are you so hot right now?
Yeah, we can't be sharing those secrets, Claire. No, look, it's been a long build. I think anybody who's followed us, like, it is a relatively new group. We came in when Exeter came in 5 years ago. Obviously in the north, the only team now in the north at all, and I think what we've tried to do is we've tried to build something organically from the start. We have a massively passionate owner with Michelle Orange, and new coaching staff coming in have built on existing work done by people like Rachel Taylor, Louise Dalglish before that. But I think what Tom Hudson, Luke Stratford, Charlie Beckett have done is they've really galvanised this group. You know, we've hung on to club captain Georgia Paris-Reddin, Moana Talon's been there a long time, and then added Amy Cockay, Holly Aitchison into that mix. And I think now the girls have really gelled, and it's just great to see, because it hasn't always been easy, and it's nice to break records and break positive records for us as a club.
Well, Emma Singh was able to get onto that stretcher unaided, which is so good to see, and she's actually just passing by Ashley Wilmot now, who has caught up with Gloucester Hartpury attack coach Matt Banahan.
Thanks, Claire. Yeah, you can actually see her just being carted off it. Matt, it's always hard when you watch a player go off the pitch like that.
Yeah, tough. Singer were protecting her over the last couple of weeks. People wondered where she was. She had a bit of a bump to her knee, so we just want to make sure she's good for this game. And unfortunately, 25 minutes of the game, she's gone off. But she's a great asset to this team. But we're a squad. We're out here to play, and it's good to see her up on her feet and going off the pitch.
What are you wanting to see from your side in this set piece coming up?
We want to be direct. We want to sort of squeeze the life out of them. We know that Saracens are coming to this game with a lot of confidence and giving themselves an opportunity to win it and get themselves back towards the top. Obviously, we've got a game in hand, but it doesn't really matter. It's a battle of the top 2 teams. So we need to win the middle of the pitch, and off that, hopefully, it gives us some soft edges for us to attack into. But our scrum's going well, and normally off the back of that, your maul goes well, because you're giving the perception to the referee that you're physically dominant. We've got to get around the pick. Like I said, it was a bit scrappy at the start of the game from us in defence and attack, but give us a good opportunity.
They're looking dominant. Back to you, Claire.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kelsey Jones would probably fancy her chances against almost any winger in this competition. But, Katie, if you're going to run at a winger, make it not Alicia Corrigan.
Yeah, she is a physical specimen, isn't she? She's almost like an additional back row for Saracens, but we've seen earlier some of them really lovely soft touches she has on that wing. But yeah, Kelsey Jones, I think she'll be disappointed by that. No forward ever wants to be turned over by a back.
Marley Packer fingerprints all over it.
Come out, please. Come out.
Oh, they're trading errors now, these two, but the territory might prove the definitive factor. Corrigan told to leave that one alone. Beckett, ball onto Monaghan, onto Muir, right before the sticks now. Gloucester Hartpury. News coming in that Liv Apps will not be returning to the field. So we're without Apps, we're without Singh, but don't worry, we've got plenty of quality out there. Here's one of them, Talavale, 67-time Welsh international.
Keep that mark for me, fellas.
Working that short side is Hunt, delicate little grubber, well watched by Harrison.
Just a timing issue on the tackle there. It's just a little bit late.
Saracens sticking towards double-figure penalty count.
Their penalty count is huge. I don't think there were 7 penalties after 18 minutes. Probably definitely into double figures now. And for Gloucester, if you're going to be in this game at half-time, you've got to start racking up that scoreboard and capitalising on these penalties.
Just try and get 2 hands.
Soft, isn't it? It's a soft penalty to give. They were numbered up, didn't need it. It's a nice little option there from Mo Hunt, but the penalty from Saracens, I'm sure Alex Osterbury will be furious about that.
A puff of the cheeks from Kelsey Jones. Outstanding from Gabby Sench there. How she managed to sucker onto that ball and bring it down. Sellers behind the broiling black and red jerseys, and they're even turning this maul into a weapon now. These two sides, the great maulers in this competition. Brock looking to spoil. It is punishing, bruising stuff. Gloucester Hartpury have it back. Blushes spared.
Could you think of anything worse than being in that? Your toes, your fingers. Like, seriously, when I look at that, I'm like, forwards are a different breed.
Class from Gabby Senft.
It's really good line-out defence, isn't it? And in moments like that, she was the one who gave that earlier penalty away. So a bit of kind of getting back in the coach's good books. But it's really good maul defence here. It's probably all I've got on that, Claire. We need Scotty. Where's Rachel Malcolm? This is a really interesting start in a game like this with this wind. Obviously 83% of Gloucester's favour, but a score down. And like I said, when we flip this, we will find Zoe Harrison will kick the life out of this corner, and it's going to be out whether they can capitalise, because at the moment Gloucester Hartpury are not utilising that.
But they keep bleeding the radiator. That is Saracens scrum. Half an hour played.
It will be, but I need to know what you're doing. Scrum. Scrum. No.
And Hunt decides to just pick that scab one more time.
Okay.
She does, and it's going to be interesting if you're Sarah Cox. Though, what are you going to do? Because I think they're doing enough now to show they're dominant, and they're also doing it in their attacking 22. Not sure what more Gloucester Hartpury pictures they can paint for this yellow card.
And just apologies if you caught any 4-letter words over Sarah Cox's microphone there. The grin from Marley Packer. Frame that and stick it up in the corridors here at the Stone Axe. Hunt feeds. Matthews again doing what she can. She might have just lost it. Even better, another penalty.
All of them. Step out of the contest. Thanks, mate. The warning is on the number 1, not for all of them stepping out of the contest, okay? Scrum. No, it's different things, okay? The warning is for the number 1 fight, okay? No, thank you. That was everybody stepped out, please.
So this is really interesting conversation, isn't it? Because what the referee is saying is that basically one player, number 1, Saris, is on the warning, so then if she has another offence, yellow card will come out. But at the moment, that scrum penalty was for the whole of the back 5 basically stepping out and not staying in that contest. It's a really interesting decision when there's been so many dominant pictures painted by Gloucester Hartpury.
This will also ricochet down the home straight of this match, because there are some tired legs in that pack already with 32 minutes gone. Apps and Hardy scoring for the Wolf pack. Matthews over for the Circus. Matthews working the base there. Out comes the arm. Surely the card will come. Venner has it now with Sharp to beat. Sellers contributing to that defensive effort. On now to Lewis over it. Monaghan. Beckett fancies it. Muir has it though. Back at the ground. She tore up on March 16th last year. The day that the champions made it a glorious three-peat. Balls out and lost, and Harrison gives that all she has. It sits up in the wind and is taken well by Goulden. So the question is, was it Kelsey Clifford? The answer is no.
Your hooker stood up, okay? You're now all on a warning, okay, at the scrum time. Yeah. Fucking buy-in, girl. Sorry. Stand up. Yes, please. Let's go then.
Marley Packer just went,
Scrum, is it?
yeah, it's a different context so now, isn't it? Because what Sarah Cox is now saying to the Saris pack is that they're all on a warning. So the next offender, even if it hasn't been a multiple offence, the next player, if there is a scrum offence here, should get a yellow card, she says.
Crouch!
All the talk in the week about discipline, but all around the breakdown, all about open field play, and actually the Achilles heel that is being crunched Saracens' end is this set piece. Down they plummet, someone's leaving the field. Saracens will have to make it to half-time with 14, but can Gloucester Hartpury leave here with a little more than that? Dallavale pirouetting, Hunt slices that one through. It's well covered by Breach, who will just canter that onto the track. Kelsey Clifford, Saracens Centurion, a loose head is off.
It's an accumulation of penalties. I put you on that warning. Number 1 is gone for a collapse.
Liz Craig will remove a fetching red fleece blanket from around her waist on the touchline before us. Watching on, but here comes Kelsey Clifford.
Time off.
Now she will.
Who are you sacrificing? Yeah, let's go. Who's coming off you?
Here comes Liz Craig. Red Rose, former Wasps captain.
No, not now.
Someone needs to leave to make way, and it will be the captain, Lottie Sharp.
Yeah, of course you can, mate.
I just feel like in the scrums they're stepping to the side and then driving. Like, I just don't think they're driving square from the get-go.
I think
that's why they're getting the advantage.
No, and I don't want you listening. Thank you. I understand what you're saying. For me, at the moment, they're legal, and you guys are going backwards. Then you step out, then you collapse. We had the issue with number 1. I put her on the warning, then I put you all on the warning for stepping out of the contest as well. So, at the moment, I'm not seeing them do anything illegal for me.
Okay.
But that's what I'm seeing at the moment, mate.
Yellow card substitution. Entering the field for Saracens, number 17, Liz Craig, and number 11,
Please don't do that.
Sorry.
So, in terms of Saracens, Katie, this is about surviving to half-time with a player deficit, knowing that you will have the wind at your back when play resumes.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a team give 7 scrum penalties away in the first half. But 100%, you've got to survive this instance now. You've got to force Gloucester Hartpury to play. Because if not, we all know what's going to happen next.
Joint on points at the summit of the PWR. Gloucester Hartpury with a game in hand. The winner secures a home semi-final and a psychological edge. Because you sense we might see this match up for a 3rd time this season. So much at stake. Hurd up the guts. Hurd tipped backwards. Pile driver of a shot in the midfield there. Dallavale, O'Dowd next to have a go. Quick ruck speed for the reigning champions. Muir fancies a crack over the top of Laetitia Royer. Hunt once more. Venner pops back in field to Alex Matthews. Hunt, Muir, try time, maybe not. Turtled. A big lilac turtle. And that's a classy bit of defence and a decidedly less classy bit of tomfoolery from Poppy Cleal.
Yeah, it was a great defensive shift, wasn't it? A massive win, the amount of pressure, the yellow card, the scrum. That is so interesting that Sarah Cox has forced Mo Hunt to play, but that is a massive victory when you've been under that much pressure to get that held up, to be able to exit with, what, 6 minutes left on the clock and you're one score up.
Goal line dropout. I have nothing that's different to that, okay? No, but there's other things I'm reversing it for, not that.
We've been singing Saracens' praises defensively. It's particularly voracious, Katie, particularly effective in their own 22. No one has a better tackle percentage in this part of the field than Alex Osterbury's side. No one manages more turnovers. But they will have to deal with Mo Hunt with a little run up, and then the dynamo that is O'Dowd. Fine tackle from Hardy, fresh from her first try of the campaign. Flaky George places that backwards over her head with octopus arms. Hurd now with a rumble and a stumble back into the 22. Shaping for the turnover was Harrison, but no. Kelsey Jones. The acceleration from Tat Hurd there was a sight to behold. 5 minutes till half-time, 5 minutes till we end. The longest first half ever played in the PWR. Golden on to Matthews in those wide channels where she loves to do her best pinball impression. Monaghan, dainty footwork, monstrous carry.
Stay there. Ball is here.
Hunt. Saracens defending with 14, remember. Not that it looks like it. They're doing so well here. Awkward ball error there. We said they didn't like each other.
Yeah, Maud Muir and Poppy Killian have definitely found a newfound love for each other. But Saracens' defence is holding them in it. What's really interesting is when we've watched Gloucester Hartpury be so dominant, it's generally because their forwards have made so many metres. We know they are the best post-contact carry metres, most gain line dominant side. But at the moment, Saris aren't letting them get as much of that as they used to, which is also affecting their speed of ball. It's allowing Saris to get back on the feet, get wide, and go and get Gloucester. And it's interesting, isn't it? When you're a team that hasn't been used to that all season, how you fix these problems. Half-time will be a very interesting time for Gloucester Hartpury to see what they're going to do in the second half, especially as we keep mentioning with this wind in their face as opposed to at their back.
Tempers are going up a little bit. Just
Liz Craig to the left of your picture there.
Running into things like that, all right? Listen, okay? Let's not have people running in. Just calm it down a little bit, have a chat with the girls, keep a lid on things, please, because I don't want to start turning penalties over and going down that road, all right?
Liz Craig on for the yellow-carded Kelsey Clifford. Lottie Sharp sacrificed in Saracens' backfield.
The tempers are getting real high, okay? Yeah, and we're getting little bits of that. I've told them not to run in, get over the top for you guys, celebrating, etc., etc. Let's do the same for you guys, and we just keep a lid on it. Yeah. All right?
Do you think, Katie, that Gloucester Hartpury might have a few more points if they had gone to their mauling game? Because they've got 9 maul tries this season. They're fantastic in that department. They're winning all these penalties in the 22. Those would be attacking 5-metre mauls. And yeah, they've got 7 points for 36 minutes of rugby.
It's interesting, I keep using that word, but when you get fixated about this whole scrum, and that's what's kind of happened to them now, is that whether sometimes as a kicker the wind gets in your head. We know that Saris have conceded 15 penalties to Gloucester's 1, which is a massive in the first half of rugby. Bear in mind, most teams are averaging about 10-11 after 80 minutes. So they definitely have had opportunity, they've had the ball and they've had territory. But what they haven't done and what we haven't seen, what we know they are good at, is that conversion. They've got a conversion stat of 42%. It's going to be a really interesting debrief at half-time, because what you're going to see is that they haven't taken their chances. They've created them, but they haven't capitalised. Saris will be the much happier side.
A Saracens outfit who've lost the last 3 against these women here, and to have a 91 win percentage right here at the StoneX. They defend this place as though their lives depend upon it, and they've defended that try line admirably. Well done, Liz Craig. Hard in at first receiver. Maisie footwork. Upright tackle there from Julia Immaculate, but she rides it well. Quicker ball this for Dan Murphy's women. This better. Hunt tilling for it. Queuing up for it is Muir, who will help Monaghan on closer than they've been for some time. Just the one try so far for the side who would be tabletoppers. Out wide to Beckett. Across now. Corrigan hold just short. That surely needed to be scored by Sarah Beckett. Messy work. And Saracens survive yet again. How did Sarah Beckett not finish that?
I don't think she realised how close she was to the line, because almost she's presented the wrong way. If she had a roll, just gone with the momentum, she was in.
Got the wrong mark. Nikki, I need that mark, please. What side of the post?
Just keep walking towards Charlie.
On the line. It's an upright tackle. Come again.
Where you are is good.
First hosting second, a rematch of last year's final.
Thank you. That's what the penalties for.
And another scrum.
That's the pen.
We're going, yeah? It's good.
Tat Hurd, isn't it? And then it's Diwali. What a great ball. And you think, for all intents and purposes, Beckett's in there, big fence. I think she could have reached there. I mean, her body is over the line. It's just been that awareness of where you are in the pitch. Potentially doesn't want to get held up as well.
Well, it's holding up better, but Matthews still has it at the back. Now the advantage. Matthews has two. She is an inevitability, and how critical will that score prove as the full-time whistle sounds here in North London at last? Gloucester Hartpury have their second.
Great finish again by Alex Matthews. You know, the control at the base, but the amount of movement that she's facing as well. You know, it's going sideways. I thought Saris did a really good job to try and stay in that fight, but then it spins. They have advantage, and Tori Sellers is not going to be able to do a lot there against the physicality and the experience of Alex Matthews there. Nice and low. Just takes Tori Sellers back over the line with it. It's a great finish by Alex Matthews.
Foxy.
Oh, it's fallen. She's going to have to do a Finn Smith. She's not done a Finn Smith, even the miraculously talented Blakey George. But Gloucester have hauled themselves back to within two, and we have time for a restart at the Stoneaxe.
Interestingly, in this wind, just keep a player with you. Like, it's the experience, isn't it? Moments like this, just be aware. It's really windy. That can happen. Why are you going so far back as well? Put it down. Take your 2 points. Could be really important miss there from Blakey George.
Clock's gone red. You wonder if one of these sides might want to get this off the field. They do. And psychologically, that a bit of a boost for Saracens, because the reigning champions like to play at every given opportunity. But today, looking a little bit rocked. And over the course of 40 minutes, which have felt more like a sumo match than a game of rugby at points, it is Saracens who have it by 2 points. 14-12 this one, and enthralling second 40 to come, so don't you go anywhere.
You can sign your mum up right now. It is not too late, and you can win some showdown tickets. I will see you shortly in the Goldies Corner.
Today we're here with Gallagher, the new insurance partner of PWR. And they've challenged us to get to know the players. How excited are you that PWR has a new partner in Gallagher? A sign of the women's game growing. Given Gallagher's role as both a broker and risk management partner, how do you personally reconcile the moral hazard inherent in arrogate self-modelling the emotional mortality of elite sport?
I just think that Gallagher are the ones managing that.
encourage your children, come and join me in the northeast corner. We are going to kick off in around 2 minutes time. And there are some showdown tickets up for grabs. Get set. injured. Yes, he is very injured. So how did that feel? Very good. Fabulous. Well, look, I will be seeing you at the showdown because you have won yourself and maybe your son 2 tickets to the showdown. So I'll see you then. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of the participants. Sorry. A good second half of rugby is certainly on the way.
Well, for just the second time this season, the reigning champions, who are on a spectacular 22-match win streak, are behind at the break. Behind to this slot, a wolf pack who defend this place so ferociously, who want to be signing off their Mother's Day at the summit of the standings where they currently reside. They were behind at Harlequins at the Stoop in round 3 of the season, trailing by 5 points on that occasion. But they are the comeback queens. They trailed Saracens at the break in the final in March last year. They've trailed in several big knockout games in recent seasons, and they've come good in all of them. But Saracens have a 16th player now. The wind is at their backs, and it will carry that kick from Tori Sellos up to the 10-metre. Watching this alongside me as well, cup-winning skipper Katie Daly-McLean. And Katie, we think it might be the women in red and black who are slightly happier as we resume.
100%. I know we keep talking about this win, but it can be so impactful on a game of rugby. And Saracens now have it at their back with a 2-point lead. I think to win this game, Gloucester needs to score 4 tries in that first half to really make Saracens chase this game.
And to flex that 90% territory that we've seen numbers so far here in North London that you simply don't see in games of rugby. Penalty stats up towards 20. 70% possession for Tatiana Hurd and co, 90% territory, and yet we're on a knife edge as Dalavale can't quite find Golden. It's Rachel Lund, one of the other Centurions at the Circus, who finds herself on clean-up duty. Jones ducks a shoulder, carries hard over halfway. George, no one produces more flat or skipped passes in the league than Flaky George. And there's another flat one. Onto Tathurt. Knocked on.
Sarries will now do this all day. If you watch that phase play, didn't jackal at the breakdown, people on their feet just go and squeeze Gloucester because they know they're not going to want to kick as much as Clecky George would normally kick in that area of the pitch. Suits Saracen style so much now if Gloucester just keep the ball in hand.
Couple of minutes remaining on the yellow card that was shown to loosehead Kelsey Clifford in the first half. Scrum after scrum after scrum we saw.
Crouch!
So it's Liz Craik, wearing 17, who's on in the heart of all of that. Tori Sells with the feet.
Set! Steady! Use the ball! Wait here, stay.
So Saracens was 6 in the backfield because of Lottie Sharp being sacrificed. And that pass from Sophie Bridger, lovely, allowing Emma Hardy to clatter into the midfield. A rare error from Harrison, just feeling out the wind.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? One she'll be frustrated about because forwards have done a good job there. They'd got a platform, they'd got the ball back, and this is for Zoe Harrison now to pull the strings and utilise that win, find that territory, allow that pack to go and dominate much higher up in this field.
There you go, stay there.
Harrison, who's been Sarries fly half since the age of 18, captain for the first time this season, top point scorer in the PWR. She's up to 109 after those 2 conversions earlier. Watching on deep in the backfield now as Hunt finds Hurd first up. George with that effortless pass. She covers 15 metres so fluidly. Venner beats Breach but doesn't beat Hardy. Penalty Saracen.
We've talked about their first phase attack, but that first phase D there, the timing of Jess Breach to come into the line and really force that pass. And then, you know, as attack, you're always going to leave the edge player free, but then it's how quickly can you swim across. Really good work, but I think her and Corrigan there just to go and force that error, smash the breakdown, get the turnover.
Alicia Corrigan, so quietly world class. 7 tries, 7 turnovers, confident kicking from hand, 4th offloads, 3rd clean breaks, but then also like this, Katie, the unseen stuff.
Yeah, it's huge, and you can see the celebration for the coaches because you'll work on that time and how comfortable she is to get in the line. And then, like I said earlier, she acts as almost like your wide back rower.
Okay, it's just knock on. You've got...
See her on your screen there, just kind of marshalling, isn't she? Loads of instruction, loads of chat there. She'll be frustrated that Molly Packer just threw that into touch because of the hard work, but, you know, really understated, I think, by the work she does for Saracens.
No, I agree with Charlie.
Alex Osterbury doesn't have favourites, of course, not officially, but you always get the sense that Alicia Corrigan here on her 2nd stint with Saracens, spent a lot of time on the 7th circuit, travelling the globe.
To do anything else, mate.
She might be right up there for her.
She's in a legitimate position to regather the ball.
You can ask him after.
Rather you than me. May Campbell finds her target, and Saracens have just their 4th entry to Gloucester Hartpury's 22 all afternoon. 5 minutes gone on this second half, and they've just gone and gifted possession back.
Soft, isn't it? We know how Saracens are good, how much that maul they've used this season, but moments like that, when you've worked so hard to get yourself back in the game, get yourself up high into Gloucester's territory, that one, I think, when we see you back there, yeah, they just lose connection. They go, it's an easy crossing call, isn't it? Molly Packer's got a back to Gloucester Hartpury and they come into her. Coach killers, aren't they?
But coaches being slain wherever you look. That one will have frustrated Lewis Arnold, Gloucester Hartpury forwards coach, because Poppy Cleal has it now, and that generally only ends in bruising. Sellers had to wait for Royer to find her with that one, and Senft can't hold on to it now. The intent is right up there. The execution today tells you a lot about the pressure that these sides are under, but oh, Jess Breach.
No, I took that a bit soon. We'll go back. There is no advantage. Apologies, I said that a bit soon.
Because they are under pressure, these sides today. It's only a regular season game, but there's a lot of psychological edge to be had.
There was no advantage.
Yeah, because it's towards the back end of the season, bragging rights are going to be huge, because we do think that realistically these two are going to meet again in the final. I know there's still a lot of rugby to be played, and there's a lot of competition in that middle section for those third and fourth, but realistically the percentages are high. It's going to be Saracens Gloucester final, so I think that's what starts to add pressure. And also both of them are in close games, 46 minutes. It hasn't been the beautiful game of rugby that we thought it might be. It's been a bit edgy, it's been a bit stop-starty, and that again starts to build pressure within teams.
So Kelsey Clifford's yellow card is expired, but Liz Craik will be with us for the duration. Saracens back up to 15.
We're just going sideways at the moment. Can you just stay out of the front row? We're just going sideways at the moment, both sides, okay? We need to get stability over that mark. Stay out of the front row, please, flankers.
I know this isn't my area of specialty,
reset. Let's go.
but I think Saracens are unlucky there. I think they've started to paint a very different picture now for Sarah Cox there. And yes, it did go sideways, but there was an instant where it went forward. Obviously happy for people to correct me and disagree. I'm sure there'll be a lot of forwards out there that will enjoy that.
Crouch! Sink! Bind! Set! Steady!
Wins for Lightning, Exeter and Sale so far this weekend. This one's so in the balance. Hurd. Bouncing ball to Golden on at fullback to replace Emma Singh, who left early on in that first half. That eternal first half. Lund's been pickpocketed, to the delight of the far stand here in North London. Rose, with baby Margot watching on, making up for lost time. Every game this season she's played after sitting out last year. Our referees got involved.
How does that happen twice?
We plan to catching it.
That's hit me, and it's hit me twice.
I think, again, from Tori Sellers, we know that the Nines want to jump, but probably a bad decision there. Sarah Cox, it looks like she's playing ping pong, but the turnover all came from that lady we were just chatting about, Alicia Corrigan again. So Gloucester Hartpury want to run the ball, they want to go to the edges, but what they're finding is Corrigan is really, really good over the ball and is turning them over. So got to sort that area out if they're going to not kick.
Crouch! Set! Steady!
It's Corrigan on that far touchline, but they spread it to the open side. Bridger.
She's in line, she's in line.
Hoiks that one high off her left peg. It's done what she was after.
I think it's really smart game management, you know. Defensive line out wise, Saracens have been very good. They've picked Gloucester Hartpury's pocket a couple of times. They're just forcing them back, and also they've got the lead, so not chasing a score now. They want to capitalise and they want to get a bit more separation, but the pressure isn't on them.
Right, stay there.
Wales's Kelsey Jones finds Wales's Bethan Lewis. Brock onto Beckett. Venom in that carry from the big lock forwards.
Outside.
George has sliced that somewhat, and she wasn't in her 22. That could prove costly.
It really could. And if I'm honest, Claire, I think it's a silly error. Look, the wind's in you. If you want to get out, just bang it down the middle. You don't need to place that. And yes, you sliced it. This is a great carry by Sarah Beckett. Semp does try and rip again, but here, just go down your channel. You don't need to worry about finding space in this wind. Just push them long. Give your defence the opportunity to get up and go forward.
That's it. There you go. Outside the 22. There you go. There's your mark.
May Campbell, the league's top try scorer, little far away from the whitewash on this occasion, but she's straight in support of Tori Sellers, who loves the snipe and is just keeping Gloucestershire minds. A little indecisive, a little torn. Sellers finding Packer. Never happier than when causing chaos just like that. Campbell with the tricksy footwork. Sellers on now to Packer, back onto Harrison. Skip pass is just a bit too much on it.
On the end of the line, Saris, please. Donna. Just numbers a little bit quicker. Just a little bit. Mate.
Saracens on turnover ball. Poppy Cleal on the rampage. Marley Packer on her shoulder. Up to within 8. Here come the Wolfpack. It's an awkward ball, very deftly handled by Hardy. That one less so by Harrison, but somehow, they kept
I didn't see that.
passing it backwards until the last.
Let's go. Then a knock on the floor.
We were at risk of kind of building some phases there, weren't we? Poppy Cleal, Marley Packer, that old combo. But it's a good tackle there. Great clear again by Poppy Cleal, and just at that moment where it looked like Saris were capitalising on that. Ball goes loose, skill level is low. And we end up with a scrum.
There's nothing clear, Foxy.
You were not waiting. All good? Yeah. We all ready? All ready? Okay, we're going to put time on, okay? We're going to go. It's a scrum. Come on. Just on the floor.
Both of these outfits confirmed. We will see them again in the playoffs come June, and there is a proper burn-up taking shape beneath them in the PWR. All of a sudden, Sale Sharks have arrived at the party, and they are circling.
The money will come afterwards.
Thanks, maybe later. But clouts to be had, scalps to be taken, confidence to be gained from the next 25 minutes. It's 15 on 15, and it's Alex Matthews onto Hurd. World Cup winners everywhere you look. World Cup runner-ups everywhere you look, and Canadian fingers all over that turnover.
Straight over the ball, and then there's a double roll from 12.
And Sophie Bridger up against the outfit that she played for so long.
Come on. Oh, yeah, come on. Zoe.
Not really had the chance to talk about Sophie Bridger this season, Katie, because she was kept out for so long with a couple of annoying little niggles that just took a wee while to settle. But
yeah, the injury
capped by England 2 years ago, and a properly talented utility back.
Yeah, she really is. You would just see that chop tackle, wasn't it, on that Tatiana Hurd that allowed Zoe Harrison to go in for that turnover. But yeah, like you say, real big talent. I think this is a really good battle. We haven't even talked about it because of all the other stars on show, isn't it? The Tatiana Hurd, you know, she is kind of the old head on that 12 shirt. Sophie Bridger chasing her down, but she will get a chance, and she's gone really well in this kind of last 20 minutes of this game.
20 scoreless minutes in this top of the table clash, and it's going to remain exactly that, because the best maul had Gloucester Hartpury in its jaws, but they've given it back again, Saracens. Hunt goes quickly, gets on her bike and picks out Mia Venner. Feed the speed, Mo Hunt, and that's exactly what she does. Up to halfway, offloading chicken wing style. Nevo Dowd has it now. Gloucester Hartpury with the win somehow at their backs all of a sudden into the Saracens half, and it will sit up for Mia Venner. Corrigan spots space.
Sorry.
Down the touchline. It's all going on. Our referee has clattered Lottie Sharp. Flaky George has returned it. Net gain for Saracens. We're a little starved of points, but the entertainment is coming thick and fast.
Yeah, this is a better phase. It's a good decision by Natasha Huntley that saw Mia Venner and the space. Just looks so comfortable, ball in hand, and she makes a good decision. That is a beautiful offload out the back of her right hand there. I think Lizzie Golden makes a really good decision, doesn't go near that touchline with 3 Saracens players folding, comes back and gets them back in field. But like you say, it's been a game ever strewn, hasn't it?
Saracens can't win their own line-out ball, which is a tale as old as time against Gloucester Hartpury. 50% that particular set piece has functioned across their last 2 meetings. So what it's afforded is Tat Hurd with a little bit of room to move through the gears. Kelsey Jones. Not a single front row change for either side, apart from Liz Craig on for Kelsey Clifford. So there will be some tired legs out there after all those scrums. George. Oh, and it is the difference of a Canadian toenail between Alicia Corrigan and Touch there, but outstanding work.
Much better game management, though, from Claykie George, keeping the ball down, drilling it along the floor, giving Gloucester a bit of territory into Saracens' half.
Senft spills it. And she won't mind me saying this, Casey, but I bumped into Sophie de Goody at half-time, and she seemed quite pleased with the status quo, just 2 points in it at the break, with the wins to come for Saracens. That is amazing. But she said, we just have to avoid scrums at all costs in this second 40. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Well, it is if you can't keep a hold of the ball, Claire. And let's be honest, neither team at the moment are doing that particularly well. I don't think, we keep saying about stats we haven't seen, how many unforced errors we've seen from both teams when we know they are such high-quality players in them groups, you know. If Gloucester Hartpury aren't making an error, Saracens are making an error, and ultimately we're ending up in a scrum. But smart bit of play from Claykie George there. Saracens look like they're going to win this game, from my opinion now. Now, I know we've still got nearly 25 minutes to go, but they just don't look like letting Gloucester Hartpury score.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll have that one then. Come on.
A quarter to play in this one. Saracens finish like trains. We know that. No one scores more points in the closing stages of matches than these women, than Marley Packard, than Liz Craig. Than the outfit that have reached 5 of the last 7 finals and have never missed out on the playoffs. George with a little dummy switch there with Tat Hurd, and it's Lund trucking it up down that far touch. Hunt assesses her options and opts for Welsh occasional captain Lewis. No Kate Williams at the moment, but it's still an abundance of riches in the back row, one of who knocks it on, and Sam Monaghan rises on weary legs. Craig well met. Saracens narrow around this breakdown. Harrison, the wind at her back, but they're going to keep it in hand for now until they knock it on.
Yeah, you will come back for that one. Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, there's no advantage come out of it.
Katie, you've played in World Cup finals, World Cup semi-finals, Grand Slam deciders. Why is it that sometimes the quality just exits quietly stage left when the stakes are this high?
Yeah, that definitely has happened to this game. I think pressure does funny things to people, but also at the moment I don't think the halfbacks of both sides have been managing the game. They're still trying to throw the ball around. Sometimes Simon Middleton used to say this, like, you're just not very good with the ball in attack, you need to just give it to the other team and defend. The problem we have, this is a 2-point score. I think either side has got to find a way of maybe just tightening up, keeping a hold of the ball, because they've got to get through multiple phases. Nobody is going to score from 1 or 2 phases in phase play. Sarries we know are very good in first phase, but this stuff, it isn't coming off. You need to stop doing it, hold it, take the cold tap, build a bit of pressure, because at the moment neither side are doing that well.
And you wouldn't know right now that Saracens are playing with a wind to help them out in the territory stakes. It's pretty spoils even the second half. Hunt onto Monaghan, his second compatriot O'Dowd. The qualified vet, the UCD student, the veritable terrier on a rugby field. George trying for the miracle offload out the back door there, but losing it in the process.
No, it's gone backwards.
Hurt. He's been one of the few individuals actually to look relatively error-proof, to keep her standards high as this one has descended into gentle anarchy.
Tackle!
Craig's tackle. George onto Dalla Valle. Bridger flying from the line, and Gloucester Hartpury are going sideways and nowhere else right now. Hunt perhaps sensing that, looks to draw in a couple of defenders, and that's a clattering carry from Monaghan. Gloucester Hartpury with the penalty.
Just slipped up. High tackle. Just slipped up. Just that arm that comes across and hits her in the chin, so it's just a high tackle for me. Penalty only.
I agree, mate.
So good to see Emma Singh up on her feet, listening to some music by the looks, but maybe she's tuning into TNT and enjoying our commentary. With the Women's Six Nations looming on the horizon, April the 11th, the Red Roses will get their title defence underway against Ireland at Twickenham before 65,000. And who John Mitchell puts in that 15 shirt really will be fascinating to see. It's the start of a new cycle. Katie, do we expect the Red Roses head coach to spin the wheel a little?
Yeah, I'd like to hope so. I think there's two things, isn't there? You know, as world champions, people are coming to see the world champions, so you want to see them perform. But also, like you say, it's the start of a new cycle. So if there's opportunity to give new faces and reward those that have been performing really well in PWR, you want to see that as well.
Well, Lottie Sharp and Mia Venner collided hard in mid-air there. Sarah Cox very happy that it was a fair contest, but it looks as though Sharp's really jarred herself on the way down.
No, you're all good, you're good.
Well, you're right, there's a show to be put on. There are shows to be put on across the Women's Six Nations, Katie, as we head to bigger and bigger stadia with the Women's International Games. Scotland playing at Murrayfield for the first time. Ireland selling over 20,000 tickets at the Aviva. Wales back at the Principality.
By an arm by the player who's
it's going to be quite the show.
Yeah, and it's great to see, Claire, because generally after World Cup cycles, we're like, oh my goodness, there's such a great feel around women's rugby, and then Six Nations sometimes doesn't always deliver. But I think as you list some of those stats, what we've managed to do amazingly is convert that support that was in 2025 to watch that World Cup into the other nations. So like you say, Scotland, I think have sold 19,000 tickets up at Murrayfield, 20,000 for Ireland. Those are numbers that you haven't really associated with those nations, and it's great to see that we just keep growing the game, because we know what an amazing project it really is.
Here we go, the first changes of the afternoon, apart from those that were injury or card enforced. Lou McMillan, wearing 19, is on into the Saracens engine room, and it's Tremelling on the tight heads for the Wolfpack too. Been a bit of a reshuffle. It's Senft at the base, and Poppy Cleal seems to have moved into a locking position for this scrum. Perhaps they want that agility of Senft defensively off the bat, where there could be an Alex Matthews arriving with a head of steam. Another penalty at the scrum for the Three Peters. Lovely line from Dalla Valle. Surely a rehearsed move that, straight out of the Matt Banahan playbook. George onto Dalla Valle. George now with a little sachet back in field. 21 pointless minutes in this second half. Who will draw blood first? Turnover ball, but back for the penalty.
Pointless, you mean as no one scored?
Let's say yes.
There's a lovely line by Tavale there as well, wasn't it, before we end up off piece somewhere totally different.
The penalty, and then you got the one here for no clear release.
But we are learning a lot about these two sides, Katie. We're getting a really good examination of the leaders, the adaptability, the set piece.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of scrutiny of the scrum, aren't we? Here we see it. It's a good scrum again. You think Sarries have held them, but that secondary push, that little nudge, they get the penalty, and this time they play the advantage, which is great to see. It's a lovely ball. You see there, Emma Hardy just comes a bit high, and the ball beats it. It's a lovely line. Potentially look like Sarries have won the jackal there, but no clear release, and they come back to the penalty. But much better from Gloucester Hartpury, starting to find a bit more of that rhythm we're used to seeing.
20 penalties. 21 penalties. Hunt with some heavy hitters out to her left, none more so than Beckett, who knows Saracens so well, winning titles with Harlequin. She's been locked in some deadly battles with the Londoners over the years. How sweet it would be to come here and do the double over Sarries for the first time in Gloucester Hartpury's history. Lewis, as the point of attack is switched. Muir over that ball there. Hurd finding Beckett. That was so casual from Sarah Beckett. 4 PWR titles now for the forward. The most decorated in the modern era.
The more, stay there. The more goes over the top of you, the accumulation of penalties, you're now on a formal warning, okay?
What's that?
She goes underneath the wall and it collapses over the top of her.
Tightening things up.
Collapse.
Gloucester Hartpury sends blood.
Yeah, sorry.
Half the first 60 minutes of this one were all about scrums. The next 60 seconds could be all about a decisive maul. 2 points in it, not one in this second passage of play.
I'm happy that there's a good competition at the moment. So we're just getting up and getting to the ball. Yeah, no.
And we are about to pit the side with the most lethal maul against the side who love to maul more than anybody else.
Look at a picture.
Okay, time on. In 5. Yes. Yeah. What?
Here come the circus. Clean drills, ball safely down. Hunt with it at the base, and all of the options coursing to the open side. Hurd barreling onwards. Bit between their teeth now, the champions are the home of their great rivals. Heavies in lilac. Here comes Monaghan. Quick, crisp ball for Hunt. Onto O'Dowd. Chopped down by Cleo. Voices raised here in North London. Out to Dallavoli, who will score. This second half has been an almighty arm wrestle. But it's Gloucester Hartpury biceps bulging the most right about now.
The first time we've seen Gloucester Hartpury that we actually know, where they've got front foot, they've got quick ball, they've got round the corner. Really nice pass there from Claky George to go across the front of Jess Breach. She just gets caught in no man's land, wants to come high. Now she has 2 attackers outside her and gets caught in that middle indecisive, and it's a great flat ball to execute that.
Lesson learned. Lizzie Golden, day job solicitor at the weekends. She's holding balls for Claky George, who has drilled that low and hard, and had the ballast but not quite the accuracy. And yet Gloucester Hartpury are leading for the first time all afternoon.
And this is why they're champions, right? We know that they can come back and do it in different ways. They haven't played well today. Neither side have played particularly well, if we're honest. But 3 points ahead.
Late substitution. Sorry, that's your manager, not mine. Number 2, substitution.
Alex Osterbury is making another change. May
Are they ready or
Campbell
not?
is heading from the field. Bryony Fields is on.
We're going. Time on.
So the league's top try scorers tally will stall at 12 for the weekend, but in field they've got someone with such dynamism, real abrasiveness. There she is. Quite the character, Bryony Field. Brings plenty of swagger to proceedings. Harrison kicks that long. It's a deep restart for the champions to handle. But they've got 14 minutes to manage this one. Golden with some fabulous footwork. Look at that from Lizzie Golden. Oh, she's got half of North London. Hacks it onwards. Breach with the afterburners to gather that one. But what a bit of business from Lizzie Golden, whose opposite number fancies a dance herself.
Okay, no, we're all done. Leave it. Take him back.
Nuisance work of the highest order from Gloucester Hartpury at that breakdown, but that's what Zoe Harrison gives you. It might just stop in the dead ball area. It does.
That's a great kick for me, yeah. Look, you obviously wanted to stop in the field of play, but as long as that doesn't roll down, it's basically saying to Gloucester, yes, you've made a great break. What dancing feet by Lizzie Golden there. Came out of a lot of traffic. Just reached with a little bit of a return there, but great game management from Zoe Harrison, because for Saracens to come and win this game from behind now, they have to get into Gloucester's 22.
Do not shout like that.
Sarah Cox has earned her Sunday roast today. She really has. Some shot there. Monaghan on Corrigan. Goodness me. Briefly turned the Canadian international two-dimensional. Saracens' turn to have a free hit. Offload from the depth from Cleal. Sells heads the other way. Tremelling with the clear out for Fields. Little dink through from Sells. It's going to go dead, and we'll come back for the penalty.
Advantage. She shoots. He'll never get back on side.
Again, it's brave from Gloucester. They play out, and this from Lizzie Golden is brilliant, isn't it? I love the transfer, you know, constantly transfer, knowing where their defender's coming from to give that fend, and it's a really smart decision. She was in a lot of traffic there. Kick, goal pressure, and it's a decent bit of, it's a great return from Zoe Harrison that we just previously spoke about.
Did you play with Lizzie Golden at Loughborough? Did you overlap there?
No, as I left, Lizzie came. Shame.
Good replacement. Good replacement for you.
Yeah, I mean, she's been playing a while now.
A glimpse of skipper Harrison, new to the role this season, of course. Top point scorer at the World Cup, intrinsic to the Red Roses' sensational home victory. And now with the kick in the breeze to level things up. Easily done.
Such a good goal kicker, Zoe Harrison. You know, she spends a lot of time on that element of the game, but you look how confident she is. She doesn't mess around with a routine in there. And that is a pressurised kick to bring this game level, you know, in a game that hasn't really fired, and just takes it in her stride. It's going to be a cracking 10 minutes.
Well, she drilled one from 45 metres against Bristol Bears to take the win just a month ago. She is as dead-eyed as Toma Ramos. And she's, as you say, given us a 10-minute grandstand finish. Sophie Bridger is off, Amelia McDougall is on. So they've lost the little ballast, Saracens, but they've gained a really wily playmaker. Gloucester Hartpury, though, get it back off the restart. That is really fine work from the West Country outfit. Bodies in motion. Muir brings them into the 22. Keep on down that blind side. George's turn to whip out the fancy footwork. Monaghan caught hard. Some shots, Senft and Omakwale bringing their athleticism and their fury to things. Level here at the Stonex. A single point, remember, for either of these outfits guarantees them a home semi-final. They will have playoff rugby, whatever happens. But how nice, as Saracens head into their bye week, and Gloucester Hartpury travel to Northampton to know that they'll be at home once the rugby turns knockouts. this point, Saracens' penalty count is...
never went back onside.
The stuff of nightmares.
It really is. It is huge, and it's something that, you know, Sarries of old were famous for. Loads and loads of penalties. Something that I think they'd started to kind of get put to bed in their game. But I mean, to have a penalty count as high as they have, and to be a 17 all draw at the moment is crazy. Marley Packer maybe unlucky there, was lifted,
the lift is fine, and your timing was good on the other two. It's before she lifts, you've got to be onside, okay?
There you go, clear instruction there for Sarah Cox, saying she was never onside.
Time is off.
23 penalties. That is absolutely massive. Like I said before, your averaging usually is a team around 10, 11, 12 per game. They have doubled that today, and what, 8 of those were from Scrum?
Hang on. We just got a bit of strapping, that's all. She's fine.
One of Alex Osterbury's favourite expressions this season is clarity of thought.
Come on,
it's been pretty murky so far in this round 14 affair. Gloucester Hartpury melted there off the ball. Was Georgia Brock, gets straight back to her feet, over the ball. It's Corrigan again. There's 2 Corrigans on the pitch sometimes, it feels. Same with Maud Muir, she's omnipresent, the tight head. Kelsey Jones, scythe down. Packer rolls away from the breakdown. Matthews next to have a tilt. Quicker reload this time from Hunt, that's better. That was a flat pass at best from George on to Golden. Katie, I'm going to put you on standby to reveal your player of the match contenders. Hunt on to Muir. Hasn't had the chance to stretch her legs, get one of those trademark looking runs away, but she has made dents. Has the red rose. Beckett just bumps Lou McMillan off there. George, Hurd, onto Brock, who takes that split leap mid-air. 7.5 minutes to settle this one. First in the table, hosting second in the standings. 6 of the last 7 titles. And might that...
It's an accumulation of penalties as well, and that's a deliberate knock-on.
Be the moment the dam bursts. Marley Packer
number 7.
has been shown a yellow card. Saracens are without their juggernaut of an open side. Gloucester Hartpury have a player advantage until the full-time whistle pips here at the Stone Axe.
You got time off. It's 2 down.
She knows as well by reaction, yeah. I think it's an easy decision. Sarah Cox is on top of that play there.
Right.
Molly Packer, if you put your hand up in that space, you've got to catch it.
Okay, over time back on, okay? Deliberate knock on and an accumulation of penalties as well. Just where they are now, Charlie. Use the line, mate. Step over, just step over.
George to 10 metres out. They might have wanted a little more, the champions, but they won't be driving this one anyway because Juliet O'Macaulay has extended a go-go gadget arm and made a bit of a mess of that one. Saracens defending with 14, which they did so brilliantly in the closing stages of the first half. 17 apiece. We promised you this one would come down to the wire. Benner rising from the wreckage, slammed by O'Macaulay.
Both legs are off the floor.
Just a glimpse of the brilliant destructive running of the Red Rose winger. Hurd finding Muir. Saracens know they have to stay squeaky clean here as well as stop Gloucester Hartpury dealing the killer blow. Lund, well marshalled down by Breach. Here come the champions back at the scene of their three-peat triumph almost a year ago to the day. This would be the bonus point score. This would surely be the scalp. Golden finding Venner. Sellers sends her back the way she came. Hardy clinging to ankles. Venner still going. Ricocheting off Wolves. And Macaulay is down in the backfield. Saracens defending with 13 now. Surely Gloucester Hartpury will score. Out to Lund. Dalabale on her shoulder, but it's infield to Beckett. Sarah Beckett denied in the first half, denied in the second too.
Let her get out. Ball is here.
Blocks over it. Hunt.
Coming in here.
Will she snipe? No. She will help to clear this one out. Muir gets low.
6 offside.
Pumps granity quads. Saracens give away another penalty, and Alex Matthews has a hat-trick, and Gloucester Hartpury might just have their first ever season's double over the North Londoners.
Wow, I mean, what approach made by Gloucester Hartpury. They haven't been the team that we've seen, but they know how to win, and they are proving that now. You know, they went through their phases. Tatiana Hurd, before we get to this, threw a lovely ball over, and you thought Sarah Beckett was in, but they're just so well drilled in this moment, you know. Alex Matthews, great finish, but the approach work by Gloucester Hartpury before that and the build-up to it was absolutely outstanding.
Well, that's the bonus point try, which means that Queen's Home will host knockout rugby again in 2026.
Was it ever in doubt?
No. George, to buy them a little bit of breathing room.
Tries clear.
Conversion's no good, but that might just have been the killer blow. Katie Daly-McLean, it is time to have your runners and riders for your Built for Athletes player of the match.
Yeah, I'm ready, Claire. You can see them on your screen now. I picked these before Alex Matthews' hat-trick, but Alicia Corrigan's been brilliant. I think, you know, on the wing, a turnover, it's a defensive effort. She made that tackle on Sarah Beckett. Jess Preacher's in that mix. Her defensive work, the stuff that you don't see, the way she's closed down the line. Gabrielle Self has been in there, and then obviously Hurd and Matthews as well.
Gloucester Hartpury defending with their heels on their own try line, and that conversion from Flaky George could prove seismic because there's just 5 points in it. So Saracens try level things up, a converted try, and they might just sneak this at the death over the course of 80 minutes, which, as you said, Katie, has fallen well short of the standards these sides set.
Yeah, and do you know what it is, Claire? If anybody was going to kick a conversion to win it, you would back Zoe Harrison. But, I mean, I never saw this score coming. I genuinely thought one team would go ahead, they'd use that wind, they'd capitalise. Gloucester Hartpury have been a much better side with the wind in their face than they were in that first half. And Saris haven't used it either, but it's coming down to the last 3 minutes. And big scrum here for both sides.
Deborah Wills is on for Saracens, wearing 23, but no Hunt! Almost pulls off the most audacious of intercepts.
She picked the pocket handshake, she just ran that support line though, she does so well. Look at her there, just getting in between that passing lane of the 8 and the 9. No doubt has given loads of chat as well, so he thinks it's her player. And then again, it's been the story of the game, has it? That unforced error, that offload, when actually just keep a hold, build a face, go again.
She's changing channel.
That's what you might ask at some point.
And it's really not a bad place to be in as a head coach when you can whip Maud Muir off with 2 minutes left of a huge clash in the world's best domestic competition, and you can just drop Katie like a Mentos in a bottle of Coke, Cecilia Tuipulotu into the fray.
Yeah, I mean, what a time to put her on as well. 2 minutes left. You need somebody with a bit of a spices, somebody who's going to bring some life to it. She is your girl.
Dan Murphy saying in the week that the attitude that Muir and Tuipulotu take is hold my beer each time he changes them. Sent from the base, rising like a colossus and carrying like a torpedo. Here's Georgia Evans, pink bow in her hair, pink boots, leaving livid bruises wherever she goes. Sellers with the dummy step, just keeping defenders honest. Well held up. O'Dowd needs to release the scrum half. Oh, and Saracens have knocked it on. That might just be the game. 8 metres out from a score. How have they fudged that? Bull onto Venner. Delicately through. She's not put enough on it. She's given possession back to the Wolfpack.
Just on the shoulder.
60 seconds. Tried to tie things up. Converted, tried to win it. Saracens can't put a foot wrong. But they have struggled for toe holds all day long. It's been a war of attrition this game.
No, she's come off her feet. Ball's there.
Who will blink first? Saracens ball just outside the 22, 30 seconds.
You need to use
tied on points in the standings, these two sides. The heavyweights of the women's club game. Jabbing and poking and probing, but now into a ghastly, lactic, saturated home straight. Fields carry. Sellos digs it out. How's your nerve? Amelia McDougall finds Hardy. Try scorer in the first half. Wills is clean out. Got to stay clean, Gloucester Hartpury. Gloucester Hartpury give the penalty away. But the penalty won't be enough. Saracens need a try. Sellos. Back for the penalty.
Wowzers, we've waited 80 minutes and this game has come alive, hasn't it, in the last 2 minutes or so. Going to go to the corner and then it might be the driving ball to give them a chance to win it.
How was the kick from Harrison? 10, 12 metres out, and a really tough first throw of the afternoon for young Bryony Fields. Alex Osterbury, head in his hands. Look at the wind. Look at the rippling chainmail of the Saracens faithful. Oh, they've stolen it! Sam Monaghan with a fiendish match-clinching steal. And Gloucester Hartpury return to the summit of the PWR. Their destiny is in their own hands, and talk of an undefeated season grows louder than ever. They were far from their best. But the three-peaters will march on in their quest to become quadesses. Saracens might well get another go at them, though. We might well see these two with all the marbles on the line on June 28. And the Wolfpack will be furious. 80 minutes of reset scrums and handling errors, but tension you could cut with a knife. What a finale to round 14 here in the PWR. It came right down to the final play, but ultimately it is Gloucester Hartpury who have done it, back at the top of the league they call their own. Katie Daly-McLean, you've had a moment to get your breath back, but please can we have it, your Built for Athletes player of the match?
Yeah, look, I think the late Alex Matthews is my player of the match. I think, you know, hat-trick of tries. She stood up in a performance where, if I'm honest, it was probably average from a lot of players. She is very well deserved for this, and a stalwart. When you need a big game player, she stands up.
A win streak of 22 becomes a win streak of 23, and Gloucester Hartpury are immaculate at the summit. 60 points out of a possible 60 points for the campaign. We cannot wait to hear from Alex Matthews, to get the thoughts of Alex Osterbury and Dan Murphy, and we'll be doing all of that in the company of Katie, of Rachel and of Jenny on the other side of this short break.